All right, let's do some after show here. After show time, after show time. All right, let's bring up Skype. You guys are having fun behind the scenes here, looks like.
We are.
What's going on back there? What?
Talking about how Diane's gonna marry me, Miss Heliocentric on Twitter. She's always tweeting about food, about her cooking, and about Resto Shaman healing. So
and then now, but I thought Sam's gonna marry you.
Well, apparently there's a line there. Somebody was asking me where they fill out the applications, and I was thinking about what I'd have to put on that application. But no, Diane's is the best. If you ever see any of her pictures of food, hers is the best. She's @Heliocentric on Twitter.
Oh gosh.
Just pumping my guildmate there.
That's funny. I know, because I was posting on the Sam thing the other day when he was talking to you about it. He just said he was going to hire someone to do it. And I was like, there's Sam! That's what Sam would do. That would Sam would do, absolutely. But yeah, so after show time, you guys, if you have any questions that we didn't answer during the show, post really let them fly. We have one that we grabbed up here in chat. Let me grab it real quick. InCrew asked one of my longtime viewers.
It's about weapons.
Yes.
About two-handed weapons versus one-handed weapons. And I know that we had an answer from Callie in chat, but if y'all could expand on that a little, that'd be great.
Okay.
One-handed weapons basically doesn't really matter what you're using since they're all normalized anyway. It's going to come down to what kind of gem socket it has, what its secondaries are, etc. I think there used to be a 5% difference between using one-handed weapons versus a two-hander. That's actually been decreased. I think it's down to about 1% now, where that 1% is basically because you can get double dancing steel procs from two-handers, or not two-handers, but from dual wield, whereas two-handers are only going to get one.
Yep.
In addition to which, yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say about the crit cap, but
Yeah, the crit caps are slightly different between the two, but it's, in my opinion, pretty negligible.
Well, you start hitting that crit cap on two-handers very quickly, especially in this latest tier.
Yeah.
And due to that, it actually lowers the value of two one-handers to the point that they're neck and neck with a two-handed weapon.
Is it, in that same sense, though, would you want a two-hander for PvP at all, though? Or do you really not factor in weapon damage into your DPS? I don't know how that works.
Oh, God, no. Okay.
So, yeah, like...
Weapon
that's
DPS
weird.
is our top stat.
Okay, but for, like... Okay.
You get 40% additional weapon damage just from having dual wield, whereas with two-hander you get 40 additional weapon speed. So,
Speed.
Yeah.
That's so weird how that works out, because I know for, like... Fury versus Titan's Grip versus like MS Warriors. Usually, I think MS still reigns supreme because of its just like sheer raw, damaging burst on attacks, versus like old school Enhanced Shaman when you went with a two-hander and you Wind Fury and you killed someone. So I don't know if that was a thing that worked for Windwalker.
Someone is asking about the item level two one-handers. The general idea is to have if the difference is 10 item levels difference between the average of your two one-handers and your two-hander, to go with the two-hander. So, for example, you have the Heroic Thunderforge two-hander from Immersius.
Okay.
But you're still using, say, a heroic as well as a normal one-hander, tier 16. Go with the two-hander until you get two heroic one-handers, or a heroic Thunderforge one-hander and a heroic one-hander.
Okay, so... Okay, I guess that's an easy way to talk about it then. So basically, if you're using two normal one-handers, right? Two normal fist weapons, and a heroic staff drops, and that's more than 10 item levels, if it's because it's one item level jump because normal to heroic, use the two-hander until you get... Okay, that's a kind of an easy rule of thumb there. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of an oversimplification. There's some cases I found where actually having the lower eye level dual wield is still better, or even.
Oh, even if you just even the 8 item levels for being Warforged is enough? I was talking about like normal to heroic, I guess, because I thought it was.
Yeah, normal to heroic is a bit more of a jump, but
even just Warforged.
Yes. Even Warforged, I don't think it's a big enough jump to actually justify it, but normal to heroic, I could see that.
Okay.
But for me, I've actually stuck with just having one-handers because A, it's easier as far as looting goes to say, hey, I need that one-hander a bit more versus being stuck with a two-hander for like an entire tier, like what happened in tier 14.
Oof.
Now, sub question: how does it feel to really never use your weapons, though?
That's one of the That's one of the other minor gripes is that you just do not see your weapons when you attack.
Yeah.
Because-
Oh, come on, we're monks. Even the lore with monks is that you're hitting stuff with your hands.
I know,
Yeah, I'm
but
with Callie here. That is a pretty strange thing to complain about. If you didn't want to be hitting
Yep.
stuff with your hand, maybe you shouldn't have played a class called Monk.
no, I'm just saying,
Just
though, it
zoom
is.
out more. You can't even see.
Yeah, exactly. In 25 men, you can't see the cluster of.
can't see it.
Anyway.
Well, what about your fist weapons? You're
Okay,
not
that's-
able to.
That's fair. Fist weapon.
You're not able
That's-
to your
well,
fist weapons.
I guess that was my veiled real question there, is because when you have a fist weapon, it's not on your fist that you're already punching with anyway. Like if it's a sword or a staff or like the mace, it's fine. But like, I think Blizzard should almost. Oh, for monks though, you can't transmog your swords and axes into whatever two fists because of the
No.
can you?
No.
Because of the item mechanics. Now, for monks, though, obviously this is a whole more back end. But what if any weapon a monk could have could be transmogged into your transmoggable fist, so you can still have your fists out? But like if you have a sword or whatever.
Or maybe the weapon could just like float alongside of you while you do all of
Okay,
your... all
Nax
of your-
Ramus. What are we, Kel'Thuzad all of a sudden?
I'm
With all
just
the
saying,
floating
Monk's
weapon
got,
packs?
Monk's got all of those new animations. I mean,
I
they
know,
put
yeah.
so many new animations into
Yep.
the game that all of us other classes don't get. So I don't
Yeah.
see why you really need to see the weapon. I mean, when you're doing completely different motions anyway.
It just kind of falls into the realm for me for like hunters back in the day when all you had was a two-hander. It was a stat stick. You never used this if you wing clipped. So that's my one thought, is that you have all these awesome weapon models that as a monk, yes, the whole flavor is to kick and punch things, but then you never get to actually swing your frickin' weapons, right? Wasn't that like I want to just take it off my back and no?
If you want to see a polearm, play a paladin.
Hey, what-
Polearm's the best weapon.
That
for us
polearm,
this
though.
year. That polearm is amazing.
I think our DK's got like 7 of them, or whatever. Raptor Strike, yeah, that's just weird to me.
Okay, I got another question for you guys that came out of chat. Black Ben. I'm just not even going to bother saying that name. One of the people in chat said, should they revamp Touch of Death to make it a bit more usable in normal circumstances?
Oh yeah, that's a weird ability. Go for it.
I think its timing is kind of weird, but in ad fights I found it to be fairly useful, especially
Yeah.
if you glyph it so that it doesn't have a cheat cost. It's kind of nice just to do a 600k hit all of a sudden. But, I mean, okay, I could see it being revamped to being like an execute, but even then I think that moves us away from the philosophy of being, I guess, more of a streamlined, steady damage class.
Yeah. I can kind of see that. I can actually see them revamping it as an execute, because I really have not used it that often. I think the only time I really used it for a boss fight was Elegon and the orbs. Having it unglyphed just made it so much easier to deal with that fight. But beyond that, I just barely have used it in any fight since.
What about on spoils? Would you not use it there?
I could actually see using it there. I just haven't gotten into the rotation of using it on that fight. But given the fact it's only on a 2-minute cooldown, it's few and far between that I can actually use it. 3 minutes if I have it glyphed.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
be really cool. To Serendipities in the chat, he says they had a 0.001% wipe with the boss at 800k health. He was the last man standing and was so close to getting a Touch of Death kill. Unfortunately, so close doesn't quite cut it, but that would have probably been the most epic kill in the history of all monks ever.
It's such a weird ability. Obviously, it's a very PvP-oriented ability. I wonder if it should be something totally different against PvE mobs. You know?
I would actually, I mean, with your PvP set, yes, you do get to use it on players, but I'd actually say it's more streamlining our leveling and questing and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't see it as an in-game ability at all.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, the next question, Anna?
Oh,
Skype
yeah,
one.
here, I've got another one. From Just Wait. He says, are you guys going to BlizzCon, and what do you hope to see there? For monks, I assume.
Just for perspective, Just Monk is the monk from Method.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
I'm not
Yep.
sure if anyone else realized this in chat, but Just
Yes.
Monk is the monk from Method. So,
Mhm.
me personally, no. I just don't have the money to travel 3,000 miles to California.
Fair enough.
I don't get that excuse. I'm going.
Well, you're like not
Well,
far
you live
away
in
now.
California. Come on.
I'm
Some
in
of us are
Florida. Come
flying
on
all
now.
the way across the country from Charlotte to go to BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'm driving 6.5 hours to get there with my roommate and a friend of mine. And
Yikes.
I think the major things I'm looking forward to are hearing about the next expansion. I mean, they do have an expansive amount of time set aside for
Hour and a
WoW
half.
after Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably really all they need to explain the new expansion. Hoping that
Yeah.
they're a little bit further in that. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing a lot of Siege, and I'm not looking forward to that. I have the feeling they're probably going to do another redesign of Monk, probably announce our next master, etc.
That's terrible.
What about like general predictions? Like I would say for me, one thing that I'm predicting is that they are going to announce that they're going to use the scaling tech more extensively. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see scaled old raids. They've been talking about
Please,
it.
Blizzard.
I'm
Please.
also pretty sure that we're going to see Proving Grounds take a bigger play a bigger role in Q4 eye level content.
Oh yeah,
I would say that that's where they're going with Proving Grounds, is that you'll be able to queue for content like LFR at different eye levels depending on, say, your Proving Grounds success.
that would be cool. Yeah.
So those are my predictions for BlizzCon. I'm putting my money on those two things.
I'm kind of debatable on your second topic. Of course, the item switch, which personally I've been saying yes ever since Ghostcrawler first made that post, where mega damage or whatever it was.
Mega damage. Yeah.
Otherwise, I've been hearing all sorts of rumors that we'll be going after the list that will bring back Illidan. We'll bring back the Legion.
Oh well, goodness! If we're gonna go to speculation stuff like that, I'm gonna go camera on this one because I'm working together with Nobble the Noble for BlizzCon coverage. I'll be sending him video and photographic stuff each night after the BlizzCon stuff, so he can put up videos. He has a Q&A that just came out. It was the one before this current one, I believe. No, yeah, 9? No, 8. That he talked a ton about all the speculatory stuff coming out with the expansions, and there is some amazing, like, digging deep, found fact stuff about where the next expansion is going to go. And he breaks down all 3 big possibilities. It's a super awesome video. You guys should go watch it. He's just at NOBBEL 87 on YouTube. And I think he's one of our liked channels on our YouTube page. You can go find him up there. But then, of course, when we do stuff for coverage for BlizzCon, you'll hear more about it from there. But he has some great speculatory things coming for the next expansion. But to backtrack too, Anna, myself, and Callie will all be at BlizzCon.
Oh yeah.
And a couple of members of the Final Boss crew will be there. We will have the Final Boss crew members, at least myself, and a couple other ones. I gotta find to make sure. I'm gonna get shirts for us to wear, but we also are going to have wristbands that have Final Boss and the Ragnaros face on them. We have 400 of them to give away, and I'll be giving them to all the Final Boss crew that go. So if you meet any of us there, we won't all be in the same place all the time, but you guys can just get a free wristband from us. So, yeah. It'll be really fun.
It'll be fun. If you see us, come up and say hi, you
Definitely.
know. It'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look. I guess it's partially official. Midwinter is going to be part of the raid group.
Yeah,
with Just Monk.
I thought it was Midwinter and
Midwinter and Method, I thought.
Method. Yeah.
Isn't that the right?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh. They just said on the website it was endgame rating.
Oh, was it changed? Sinner saying that Midwinter forfeited. Did they change something?
Yeah, right.
Originally, it just said endgame raiders are going to perform a live raid of Siege of Orgrimmar.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's been speculatory. I don't know if people have actually said what's going to happen, and we've been thinking it's going to be a certain guild.
Monk of Method just said he's going to be raiding there.
Well then, cat out of the bag.
Cat out of the bag.
That cat kappa, though.
I don't think it was going to stay very much in the bag anyway, considering they're announcing all of the stuff that's going to happen at BlizzCon. So.
Yeah, weird. Huh. Oh.
Yeah, and Sko did mention it in the show when we had him on.
I think he
So
did 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
It's not that big, and so did I'm pretty sure so did the Midwinter guys when we had them. What was it, 2 weeks ago?
Well,
so,
when they do the
we'll
live
see.
raid, they only have a couple people from each guild representing that are actually there, and the rest of them are obviously on their computers at home. So,
Yeah, doing PTR or actually on live. I think
yeah. I think they set it up on a private server, to be honest with you. I don't think they do it on live because they don't want it to lag. They might give him like the tournament realm or something. Yeah, they might do that. I don't know. But since we didn't have a BlizzCon last year, we had no live raid. So I wonder what the live raid's gonna, because a live raid of Ogremar is actually like, it's not a short instance.
No.
Can they even fit it into 2 hours? Can they do it in 2 hours?
What they did in Firelands...
They break. They didn't do the whole thing.
No, what they did in Firelands was they had kind of teleport NPCs.
Oh, they didn't do trash or walk around. They just did boss to boss to... Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah,
I'll go with that. I'm excited for that. Actually, a lot of the stuff, because for me at BlizzCon, I'm going to be at the World of Warcraft stuff whenever it happens because I'm technically working BlizzCon, right? Like, I have to take video and photos of all the stuff for Novel and myself, obviously, because that the 10th of November, when there's no Final Boss show, I'm going to be uploading a video to YouTube from the hotel of, like, the behind the scenes and me walking around, and, like, a 10 to 15 minute video of just, like, being there in person for you guys to enjoy that aren't actually there. So, meeting people, bumping into folks or whatever, that'll be fun. And then Novel will have a lot of the coverage stuff on his channel. But WoW for me and Hearthstone. Maybe some Blizzard, some Heroes of the Storm. But like Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about some of the Diablo stuff, but I admit it, I'm more Hearthstone and WoW right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to watch the Hearthstone tournament because I've been watching Hafu and train for that, and it's gonna be wild because like 8 players, and it's single elimination constructed. It's gonna be crazy. Cause I like watching that game. It's a lot of fun.
And you just know the Hearthstone devs are going to be walking around because they had such a small team. They had such a small team working on it, and like the stuff that they said about how Hearthstone came to be. You just know that if you go to BlizzCon, you are going to see those guys walking around, talking to all of the people who love the game, and that's the really cool part about BlizzCon to me, more than any of the tournaments, is that I'm sure that if you're really into Hearthstone, you are going to have all of the Blizzard people that you want to talk to there, and that's the benefit of the con.
I mean, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Trump. Trump is sponsored by Razer already. He's on Razer's Hearthstone team. The game is still like in beta, right? It's crazy. So I think Razer knows it's gonna happen because it's gonna be probably a big deal. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a big deal. I think to some degree.
I'm in the beta. I just have not been able to get into it. Part of the reason is I never got into Magic. Or Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or whatever. Sure, I collected a few of the cards, but I just never got into the game. And so it's hard for me to really get into the game when I barely know anything about the idea of card games.
I have shelves and shelves and stacks of Pokemon and WoW TCG cards. And I used to have that for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yeah. It's like my childhood right there.
I don't even know. I don't know my last count, but I have 2-ish to 3 years of Magic the Gathering under my belt. So actually, I was sorting through it with friends on the kitchen table, and I would show you guys if I had a picture of this right now. But I have, I don't know, probably 12,500 cards sitting in different assorted boxes on my kitchen table out there that I was sorting through with friends. Oh yeah, I have tons. So much real paper money turned into paper. So, whatever, I was a kid. It's okay. But I had Pokemon cards with my brother, but that's why I love the game. It's a lot of fun. And it's very simple and yet incredibly difficult at a high-end level. So, and what Hypno said about he played at that tournament, the streamer tournament. Yeah, he was terror. He was true terror, man. Some of those moves and the plays they make and and it's such a simple game. We only have 30 cards in the deck. But you can make such big swings in that game. It's going to be fun. But I'll be watching that. Because I think it coincides where you can do WoW and Hearthstone pretty easily. Like you can do two games very easily, but you can't do more than that, or you'll miss things. I do believe that's how it works.
That's why I have my computer on one side, my laptop on the other.
Well, yeah, if you virtual ticket, that's fine. But I'm gonna be there meeting mobs and minions, giving out wristbands, and actually that's tonight after this. I do have Frances is coming over with. She's the art director. She's gonna come over and we're gonna do the T-shirt thing because we want to make a boss shirt and then a mini boss shirt because I think some of our mini bosses are going as well. So
Ooh, babe, can my shirt have my name on it?
well, yeah, that's the whole point. They'll have our names on them. So, but you said you already have like 17 outfits picked out already.
I know, but
You
I
gotta
wanna
change
be
in the
able-
bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have like one shirt on for like the Buff Paladins in the morning and Final
Yeah.
Boss in the evening, and then like AJB one morning, and then something Wicked in the evening. So I just need to rep all of the communities that I'm a part of.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as all the cosplayers I hear about.
Yeah.
Do one costume one day, another costume another day, and third costume for the contest.
Well, yeah, that's fine. You only have 2 days to really be there, so I guess that really works out. So,
I'm taking
yeah.
the whole week. I don't know about you.
wow, yeah. Well, I'm the 6th to the 12th myself, but obviously the convention's only like 2.5 days long, so. But yeah, after we'll have to set stuff up because we've been trying to put together like a get together with the communities and stuff like that, but the meeting stone is already there. So I think what I'm going to do, because Blizzard's making that easier for us, is I'm going to talk to like the GMs of the different top guilds and get us all around the meeting stone at one point, just so we have like a set time, not interrupting anything big, that everyone can come, talk to, Riggs or Sko or Sloot or whatever, and then we'll be there and stuff like that. We're taking pictures and things, so because all of the pictures I'll take, I'll put on the Facebook page with all of our people we meet there. It'll be a lot of fun. It's weird though because I went to MLG 2011 2011, and I basically worked that event, and now I'm going to the first BlizzCon ever, and I can't even really enjoy it from like a player perspective. I have to go and work the event, but that's again content creator life. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
First world problems.
First world problems.
God,
But
just so much to do during BlizzCon.
I know it's still wild. I think people would love to be 3-day, but I think it's just too much money, and it's not monetarily a sound for Blizzard to do.
Also, all of the people who work for Blizzard would die of exhaustion,
Well-
and then they wouldn't be making any more games for us. I mean, it's
Maybe.
already
Take the
pretty
week
ridiculous.
off.
Yeah, it's already pretty ridiculous how much work those guys have to put in. So
You know, it's
Yep.
funny because last BlizzCon I was actually pulled into like this panel thing for them to survey all of us, and we got like these StarCraft 2 poker sets, which mine's actually still in
Ooh.
the closet. And that was one of the major topics that we all brought up. I still don't know who those people were. In fact, most of them were StarCraft people. And every single one of them, including myself, was like, this is way too much to deal with for just 2 days, especially if you were interested in more than one game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know people. Well, me, I enjoy playing on World of Warcraft, but I like playing around with StarCraft and Diablo. Not as much as I used to. And then I'm trying to check out Hearthstone. So it's like I'm trying to get all 4, and it's like some of the stuff that is coming up for Diablo 3, the expansion, is like, ooh, maybe I will get back into it with the whole item change.
Yeah, that's wild. And yeah, who's asking in the chat room what the VOD we put up? Yes, if you missed the show proper, the show goes up on YouTube, both the proper show and the after show. The after show comes out who knows when, and the main show will be up tomorrow. Also, around that same time here, Monday to Tuesday, a audio-only version of this show will be on iTunes and on the website. So you can either listen to it on the website, or you can subscribe to it also on iTunes, and then you can just listen to the audio-only version there. So yeah, you don't miss anything. But if you're here for the live show, though, there's an experience, because sometimes the show changes based on everything. And like last week, we had breaking news this week too, technically. So we had the breaking news last week, the week before last, with the other kill, and then Method released their kill video like right after the show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Jigsaw,
Yeah.
we'll work on that one. We'll work on it.
Scratch and snip. Oh, why? Do you want to? What the heck? What?
I don't
What
really
did
know
the-
where you're going with that. Are you saying we all smell bad or what?
No, I think they want to. Don't come around. Is gonna they want to be able to lick technology for Sko's eyebrows. I already know that's gonna
Oh, that was so gross. I can't believe somebody said that.
be. Yeah, I know. Well, that was
What?
tweeted a bunch of times. So yeah.
All of a sudden, I just got a vague remembrance of an old computer game. Laser Suit Larry at one point had something like that.
Well, yeah, that's an oldie but a goodie. Leisure Suit Larry though. So Sko brows. Oh yeah. Do you guys have any questions for the?
Yeah, got any more questions from the chat room? Because we're here.
Yep, we got a
I
couple
did
more
see
minutes.
We'll ask them.
I did see one other question
Sure.
about whether or not Touch of Karma should be put on the CDR trinket. Absolutely
Oh.
not.
Oh, I saw that
Yeah.
one.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
Absolutely.
not. That would be way too overpowered for PvP. I mean, I think that part of why they chose the ones that they did was because of PvP.
Of course.
Now, that being said, other classes I know have certain things that are on the CDR that will make them very strong for PvP, such as...
Rets having DP and Bubble both on the CDR trinket?
Yes,
Maybe?
and I believe that Warriors actually have some of their talents on
Yes.
the CDR trinket.
I think they have 2 sets.
Mhm.
No, they only have their 90 sets, excuse me.
Yeah, which Touch of Karma is just so strong for PvP that I can't ever see something like that being put on there. Now, I could see something like Chi Wave or our tier 30 ones being put on the CDR because that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But Touch of Karma is just much too strong. It is already one of our strongest PvP abilities.
Yeah, there's
If
definitely some balance that they had to
Go ahead.
foresee in that trinket because there was already a pretty game-changing thing. I think, when was the last time we had anything in the game that reduced cooldowns of anything? Like, I don't think there's ever been something this
I think
No,
my tier bonus has done it at least once.
tier
Yeah,
bonuses.
no.
Yeah, that's fine, but readily
yeah,
available
this-
for like all DPS classes.
I vaguely remember on... I can't remember if it was Shadow Priest or if it was a talent, but there was an ability where if it ticked crit, then the cooldown for the ability got lowered.
Yeah, those kind of things. Those kind of things, like I've had that before too, but like as a blanket reduction in spell cooldown, that's a huge thing. I think this is the first time we've ever seen it. That's why this tier was such a big deal. That was a big... I think that we got those trinkets, the Amp Trinket and the CDR Trinket, because I think going into Tier 16 being the last raid of this expansion, there was some hub-to-do about, on the forums or on Twitter or whatever, about Blizzard putting in, like, fun weapons. And they did that in the heirloom style, but they were going to, like, do fun proc weapons again, like kind of like we had back in ICC, like the Valkyrs and stuff like that. But they didn't do that. So they gave us, like, these really interesting trinkets, which... They're going to have to nerf the trinkets. They're going to have that, like, above level 90 effectiveness is reduced by... Because you'll use them at level
Probably built
100.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume it's built in. And I actually kind of like
Yeah.
that they didn't put it on the weapons because, I mean, in previous tiers, especially when you're talking about a tier that you're going to sit in for like 9 months to a year.
Oh, please.
Based on
Please.
previous thing. Just saying it could happen. We could sit in this tier for 9 months. Given that, I was really happy that I had 4 different weapons that I thought, like, yes, they're all really cool. All of them are great. For Ret, eye level is king, so just pick up the first heroic Warforged one you can. You know, I'd like the polearm. Obviously, when we kill hard mode Garrosh, I'd like his weapon too. But I thought that was really awesome that I could be excited about all the weapons in the tier instead of just going for, what was that one's name? Girthlock, the tentacle sword. Instead of just going for the
Yeah.
tentacle sword and calling it a day, you know? Oh yeah, at LFR eye level, that thing was like ridiculous. It was
Yeah.
absurd. So.
But I would say, if anything, there was actually talks of putting Rising Sun Kick, which is on an 8-second cooldown, to have that on to the CDR to give more than just 2 DPS abilities on the trinket.
Yeah, which I think is kind of understandable. I mean, like I said, Warriors are getting a talent put on there.
Yeah, I don't know, because I have all of my major cooldowns are on the CDR trinket for me. I mean, Ascendance, which ignores armor, more or less, is a 2-minute cooldown now, and Fire Elemental is on there as well as Wolves, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, we have 3 technical DPS CDs that are on our trinket, as well as some other stuff. And it seems like that's why I kind of got salty when Slight got it before me, because, like, the Monk version of it is just not as ridiculously overpowered as the enhanced Shaman version. So
Agreed. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
much-
actually just coined mine, and I've had really bad luck with Trinket, so that's actually why I'm still using it. Which
yeah,
I use Fist of Fury on cooldown, so I'll probably stick with it, but I'd still prefer to have multi-strike.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just got the multi-strike this past week, and so I'm just waiting on the Ticking even Time Bomb or whatever it is.
I know the Ret's problem with that trinket is, and it's fantastic for Ret. The first one we got was Heroic Warforged, and I got it. It's ridiculous for Ret. But the complaint from Ret is that it locks us into one of our talent tiers, you pretty much have to use Sanctified Wrath unless it's a very significantly AE favored fight. You pretty much have to spec Sanctified Wrath, and people were kind of excited about being able to spec different talents in that tier. So that's the drama with Rets and the CDR Trinket. I personally am fine with it because I love the CDR Trinket, but I know it has been kind of a rocky situation for my class.
Yeah, you guys don't get to complain. You get an amp trinket and a CDR trinket. So.
Yes, we do. We are the chosen. Blizzard loves paladins. I've never understood why everybody's like, man, why does Blizzard always nerf paladins? Blizzard loves paladins. We get all of the nice things. All of the rest of you guys should be jealous of us.
Why do you keep hearing nerf paladins?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, my shirt says buff paladins.
Buff
bro.
paladins.
That's right. I can't
Like
really
I
argue
said-
that we need it, but I would still take it.
Like I said, Ret Paladins shouldn't get Devo Aura.
Yeah, well, I'm on your page with that, but I'm, not going to look a gift horse in the mouth while I've got it.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Well, if there's any other big pressing questions, otherwise I'll let you guys get out of here. I know Anna's raiding tonight. Do you guys raid tonight? Nope, not there.
Maybe a flex raid, possibly.
I have a meeting.
I got a big dino to kill.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, let's get out of here with this. Let's do screenshots real quick then. All right, Tim, give me something. What do you want to do? I'm gonna knock away your. There you go. Sounds good to me, sir. Perfect. Thank you very much. Gotcha. Callie, do you want to get a cat? Where's your cat?
I can hear him. I'll be right back. Let me
Okay,
grab him.
go do that. Anna's turn.
There he is.
Oh, there he
I'm
is.
not very good at the funny faces thing.
I don't know. Not the funny
Yeah.
faces thing. Like me, you mean? So I don't know. Give me a thumbnail. What do you want to do? We'll go back to the kitty cat for a second here. There it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's so cute.
And then he's like, alright, see you later.
Oh, he's gone. He's already gone. I couldn't even get to him.
You know what you should use instead of my face bay is you should use one of these like Vine for You spams.
Oh,
and
I
just,
know.
Instead of my face, just put like the go to Vine for You on Google, like right.
I
all
know,
over there,
right?
like right over my face. No, I don't know about that. Here, you can just have me drinking out of the WoW cup.
Yeah, do it. Gotcha. And
With,
Callie,
like,
do you want
one
to try
eye
again?
Staring.
Yeah, there you go. One eye staring is fine.
Yeah, he's right here laying down.
I mean, you can give me whatever. You give me a smile, thumbs up. You give me a wave. I don't know.
Yeah.
You have your. I like your Jack Skellington necklace all night. No
poor-
one's talked about
poor
your choker.
Eclipse was making fun of me and he just got banned.
Oh, get timed out, Eclipse.
Oh.
Get timed out. What did he say? He probably said a blacklisted word, I guess.
He was just he was joking based on what I said, and he said one
Oh.
of the banned words.
He did. Wow. It's terrible.
Well, thanks, you guys. That was a really great show. I'm
Yep.
glad that we got a chance to talk about another Melee class. Given my preference, we would only talk about Melee ever because Melee are the best.
Oh, gosh.
Faye's gonna have to rein me in.
I know.
And I am gonna say that we had a great success this week. We never mentioned ability lag, and let's not mention it again.
Yeah.
So good for us.
You guys have a great night. We'll see you here next Sunday.
Yep.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Good night.